to my YouTube. I'm so happy that you decided to join me again. And for all of those who are new, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. Today we're gonna do a look, and it will be inspired by, of course, Black History Month. Yes, I was so excited. I wanted to tie that in with my history and my people, and just let the world know, hey, there's more than just the few of us that they talk about. I went and I researched and I found many more, and I'm just excited to get that information out there, and maybe you'll decide to do your own research and find who is out there that you maybe didn't know about. So let's get started. Yes, I will be doing my makeup, but I'm not going to talk about my makeup as much as I am these, what I like to call, unsung heroes in my African American history. So the first person up we will have is I'm trying to describe him and see if you can guess who he is. He was the first African American hockey player in the National Hockey League. Not only was he the first, he was also blind. What happened was, one day during hockey, the puck went into his eye and it shattered his retina, and he ended up losing his vision. But he continued to play for like 20 more years while still fighting the adversity of being the only black man in the National Hockey League. So, do you know who that might be that I'm talking about? I'm gonna give you time to think about it while I do my eyebrows. Finished with my eyebrow. Do you know who it is? Well, his name is Willie O'Ree. Yes, he was the first African American man to play in the National Hockey League. So if you want to research some more about him, go right ahead. I thought that was, a fun fact because I didn't know that myself. Next, this person, and this will be good for all of my artists out there. He was the first African American man to be signed to a comic book production. He was the first artist to draw out their storyline. He worked on many works. Some were Sheena, Tiger Girl, Queen of the Jungle, but his most famous work was maybe you'll know, Canteen Kate Phantom Lady. He was inducted to the Willie I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, Hall of Fame for comic books in 2009. So do you think you know who that is, who I'm talking about, this person? Who? The first black man who was an artist for the comic book. While you're thinking about that, I'm going to apply my foundation. Okay, my foundation is on. Did you figure it out, who it was? Are you ready? His name was Clarence Matthew Baker. Yes, he was the first African American black man to be an illustrator for the comic book. Yes, I thought that was cool because I didn't know who started, and then I used to see the Canteen Kate book all the time, the comic book, but I had no idea that it was a black man. The same with Phantom Lady. I remember seeing that comic book a long time ago, but I had no idea that it was by Clarence. So the next person, it's not really an unsung person, but she's one of my favorite people. Her name I'm trying to see if I should give you her name to see if you'll know it or you should figure it out. Okay, we're gonna try. Her real name is Eunice Wayman. She was an activist. She was a leader during the times that, you know, the injustice was harsh against African American people. She expressed that with her music, with her artistry. She was always supporting. She was an advocate for rights for African American. She not only was an advocate, she voiced it like on her stage, on her platform. She sung about it. She wrote songs. She's famous for young, gifted and black. And another song, Mississippi, goddamn, after just seeing how African American people were being treated, it was just, you know, it bothered her as an artist, and she used that voice. So while I'm going to highlight, I'm going to give you time to think about who I may be talking about. Okay, I'm finished highlighting and I've set my highlight. So, who you think I'm talking about? Who was that person? If you said Nina Simone, then you are right. Yes, her name, her birth name was Eunice Kathleen Wayman, and she was an advocate and a civil rights leader, and she used her voice, you know, to advocate for you know, injustice among the African American generation. So yeah, you got that one right. Moving on, this next person was an inventor. He was what they call a draftsman born into slavery. He helped with the invention of the light bulb. I know you're probably thinking, oh, I know, but wait, that's not him. He helped with the invention of the light bulb. He also helped with the invention of the telephone. Yeah. So he helped with the telephone, helped with the light bulb, and he also invented on his own on the railroad, you know, the car that's attached to the railroad. He invented the bathroom and one of the first models of the air conditioning unit. Yep, he invented that. Do you maybe know who he is? Well, while you're thinking, trying to figure out, I'm going to contour, okay? Okay, contour is finished, highlight is finished. So who is the person? You know? Okay, his name was Louis Latimere. And I have the name because I don't want to spell them wrong. Latimere. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Latimer. He was involved with the invention of the light bulb. He worked closely with Thomas Edison to continue to create a new illustration for the light bulb. He also worked with Alexander Alexander Graham Bell, you know, the man who invented the telephone. And what's so cool about this is that he's working with Alexander Graham Bell. They submitted their application for that patent for the telephone 2 hours before the man on the other side of the country by the name of Elisha Gray did. So who got it? Of course, Alexander Graham Bell. So yeah, Lewis was a part of that. So I thought that was really cool to know that. I didn't know that at all. So yeah. Okay, moving on. So you all know we've been taught, or we've learned that the first person on the bus to stand up, no, I'm not giving my seat up, was who? Of course, Rosa Parks. What would you say if I told you that she wasn't the first person? No, I know, right? I was like, what? She wasn't. She was not the first person. There was another person. She was younger, about 15 years old when it happened. It happened on March 2nd, 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama still. Yeah, she was a courageous person. At 15 years old, she said, no, I'm not giving up my seat. I'm not giving up my seat. So, who do you think it is? And no, it's not Rosa. I'm sure when I found out the information too. So, I'm going to do my eyeshadow while you try to figure out who was the first person if it ain't Rosa. Okay, I'm finished with my eyes. So, who is it? Who is she? Did you know? Did you not know? What'd you do? You gonna look? No, I'm just joking. Her name was Claudette Colvin. Yeah, she was the first person on record who refused to give up her seat. But at the time, they said she was too young. I think she was like 15. They wasn't for sure if her story was going to change, if she was going to be pressured, if they boycott the buses or whatnot. So the civil rights leader decided, she's too young. We'll wait, we'll wait until, it happens again. And when it did happen, it was, in fact, Rosa Parks who refused to give up her seat as well. But she was second. She wasn't first. Okay, moving on. The next person we're going to see if you guys know. This person was I'm trying to think of the mastermind behind everything that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Did. He organized his protest, he organized his marching, he organized his speeches, he helped with his speeches. I mean, all of this. He was a advocate for civil rights, advocate for African Americans, the injustice, like he desegregated the boycott. I mean, I said that too fast. He helped with the boycott on the Montgomery, but he was like an advisor to Dr. Martin Luther King. But the reason, because he was doing everything that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did, but he wasn't accepted because of his lifestyle. He was gay. He was a gay man, black man, and he had to fight with that community and still try to stand up and be a black man. And it was too much for him, and he didn't get that respect that he needed in order to lead this kind of organization. So he decided, okay, I'll be behind the scenes, and he worked tirelessly with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He later received the freedom, you know, that award that the president give you? I can't remember the name of it, but it was the Freedom Award. He did later receive that for his accolades for all of his hard work that he did do. So, while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and put my blush on, my highlight, and then, yeah, I'll be back after that. Okay, so I'm done with my highlight and my blush. Do you think you know who it is? His name is, I hope I pronounce it right, Beige. Yeah, he was in fact the first person, African American person, to organize, you know, protests and marches and just bring the community together and lead the civil rights movement. But because of his personal, you know, lifestyle, he wasn't able to continue that because it just wasn't acceptable during that time. You have to remember, this is the 50s and the 60s. It wasn't acceptable. So he decided, okay, fine, I'll work with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and he was his advisor. Yeah, he helped him with many things that the doctor has accomplished, which with Mr. Rustin in the background. I thought that was cool. I didn't know that. I mean, that was very interesting and cool. You might know this one, especially for my teachers out there and my reader. But this person was a writer who was the first published African American writer. That may be easy, I don't know. But think about who that is, and I'm going to put on my lipstick. Okay, my lipstick is done. Who was it? You know? Maybe? His name was William Wells Brown. Yes, he was the first African American writer to be published in our history. Okay, this is it. I have really enjoyed talking with you guys and just, you know, giving you those facts that I didn't know. Maybe you knew all of them, maybe you didn't know any, but I just feel that we just need to know who, you know, where we come from, you know, who we are. And I stand here proud of who I am and where I come from, and I have no regret. And I don't apologize for being who I am or where I come from. I'm very proud of my people. I'm very proud of the heritage. I'm very proud of the history. And I will continue to support, tell their story, and, you know, just share who they are. As long as I live and I can help you, I will talk about them constantly, tell the people who they are. So I will hope that you will do the same. Use this tutorial not only for the makeup, because it is cute, but for the grasp of jazz, we need to get out there and just learn as much as we possibly can. So again, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Love you. See you later next Tuesday.